This video is primarily as a tutorial for the new JPC LEDGER features. JPC LEDGER being the new Quicken replacement I made. And this right now is the only URL that lets you get it. And then you get this unfriendly message. I'm an unknown publisher. Working on a license agreement. I did find what looks like a decent, promising one. Looks like I fixed the splash screen glitch. You know you have a newer version if you get 0.9.8 as of March 30th, 2023. At this point, you have no accounts. Let's make one. Control S for save. All the shortcuts are listed here. Click on this, open. You have no entries. I'm going to do Alt-1 to get me up to that date. Control S, or I could have done Alt S, Control N. Another Control N. Now if I press Control R for reconcile, I get this screen. It's different from the Quicken style. It actually kind of is similar to the style I had in my DOS version using Foxtrot DOS. And you can write a note here. And the idea is you could go back and it will be there for you to remember something. Let's start off with this range. I'm going to start off with 0, of course. 3. Yeah, it's a little bit funky, but click on start. And first thing you'll notice is that even though I put in a range of 315 to 330, which is totally not legit, it pulled in the 3.1 because it was not cleared. Using a union in an SQL statement, it pulls anything that's not cleared forward so that can has a chance to get processed. In our fictitious scenario, this is a complicated one. That's one of the complications I addressed. I had already made a straightforward version, and I tested it 3 or 4 times with real data, and this scenario did not come up. I think it's because I'm moved away from using checks and mostly do electronic banking now. And what you notice is this doesn't match up with this end amount, which is the total of this. That's why it's red. Otherwise, it would be a nice green. You don't have to type in minus. You can just type in 50. You don't have to add the .00. Press enter. And automatically clears that. And it stores it, and it knows it needs to process that later when it's all clear. Now, next one is 100. And it stores that again and clears it. Now this is where I gotta debug something. If I exit this and then I re-enter it, I memorized this, by the way. I started that. I'll be memorizing the form positions and sizes at some point. Now I redo this. This is what's supposed to happen. But on the very first time, I just noticed that glitch. So at this point, it means that even though you have a statement, this could be that theoretical uncleared check or unprocessed, whatever. And even though it should have cleared through the bank, a credit card, it didn't. And that's okay. Normally, for a regular one, this would be 0 and this would be 0. Everything is processed. But in this kind of scenario, I decided to add a handler just because I was aware that this scenario exists, not because it happened to me. Anyway, click on done, and you see the R. Funny thing about the R is it's fictitious. It's actually a 2. So if you want to actually only pull up the ones with the R, you gotta actually put in 2. And I may address that later to make it match. It's part of the quirks when you try to have some compatibility with Quicken. But I'm actually using integers, not characters. And that's the main one. And of course, I activated split, and I also have a move to a different account, which I guess I need to make another one. Yeah, okay. And I already have it open, so if I click on this guy, I can maybe, like, say maybe the reason why it didn't show up was because it was actually charged under a different account. You want to move it. It won't pull up the original, but it will pull up any others. You can select it, and it moves it and recalculates. And we can open this guy, and it'll show it here. There's a certain amount of recalculation stuff I put in. Also, it tracks now if you make a change here. Before, it always automatically shoot the current row down to the bottom. Now it sticks. And if you delete an entry, it tries to be a little smart about it too. Copy one time. Yeah. So it uses the current date. Of course, this is not. And that's it for now. Yeah. I tracked down a weird reconciliation bug that only happens on the very first time, maybe possibly only on a fresh install.